Blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holders podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. And today we have a very special guest. He is my closest friend, my brother, and a family member. Give it up for the man who was on the TV show Bar Rescue, the famous and only Chef Vegas Vic. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Hey, by the way, the baby's mama, she will always find you, man. Like, she'll find you.
I gotta hide.
She'll still find you, man. What's up, my brother?
Oh man, I'm so happy, bro. Look, I want to share this story that we can hit it off. For those who don't know, my brother Vic, he basically I saw him a couple days before Thanksgiving, and he asked me, "So, brother, what are you gonna do for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Well, I'm probably gonna have a box of pizza that I'm gonna order and drink a bottle of wine." He goes, "Man, that sounds depressing." I said, "Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it, but And then Vic was like, "Look, man, your family. I want you to come over to the house, have fun. Come over there. We'll treat you like family. You'll be fed. And don't worry, the food is not gonna be pork. I got some Jewish in me, so I got that blood. So don't worry. I'll make sure it's fresh, nice, kosher, delicious. You're gonna feel like you in heaven." I said, "All right, brother. You my brother. All right, cool. Thank you." And I said, "Vic, you don't have to. No, don't worry. Your family." And when I went there, I'm not gonna lie. I pulled up. I was a little nervous, and I meet your father. He was the first one that I met in the door, and your son, and they gave me a hug, and they're like, "Hey, let's take a shot together," and it was so nice. And for the very first time since living in Vegas for 3 years, I felt like I was at home.
That was the whole idea. You were supposed to, bro. You're too good of a man on those special days to be sitting home alone, wondering when's the last time you're going to be sitting home alone.
That's true. That's true, brother. I got to say, hospitality and the food was fire, fam. Fam, if you can explain a little bit what you just did for that day.
Man, I don't know if I could even tell you what I did, because if you saw, I was like Tornado Man. You know me. It's like I'm the last one to sit down. I'm like the mom because I'm the cook. Dad put all the holidays on me now. So it was like, I just want to make sure everybody's got their food perfect. Then I sit down. And yeah, we had a whole bunch of stuff, man. It was definitely a blessed Thanksgiving feast, man. Definitely. And being Italian and living close to the Jewish neighborhoods back in New York, totally understood, what to have ready for you and what type of a Thanksgiving it was that you needed. Ironically, it was the same one we had, because we don't do the pork on Thanksgiving, so it worked out perfect.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. It was very sweet, fam. I got to be honest with you. When I met your kids, all of them, they had the most best manners I've ever met, especially this generation. You know how crazy they are, but they were so behaved, so respectful, so I can tell you did a good job, brother.
Thank you. I'll tell you, it it wasn't easy. I started early. That's why it's interesting, right? When you see us all together, we don't look very far apart in age. Like you had said to the people watching, you're like, so I had a drink with your son, but my son is in his 20s, and he's like a full-on grown man who's absolutely got it together. And he's in the fitness game. And it was nice that that was the impression that you received, because you caught us in our home. That's when everybody's really being themselves. So it wasn't like you got the best outside version of people. You got the at-home, regular, good old version of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we broke bread together. So that's even more. I feel like we've gotten closer because think about it. For people who don't know, Chef Vic, I know him now almost for a year. And when I got so comfortable with you, brother, I invited you to my play. You met my mom, you met my pops, you met my cousins, and it meant so much for you to show up because I'm gonna be honest, fam. I'm gonna be real. You know, I don't. I may look like in social media I have a lot of friends, but I can only count like three fingers of how many people I consider
Same,
that's
brother.
my friend.
Same.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely, brother.
And I think that I'm very grateful you were there to see my premiere. Having
Hey,
my right. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. I gotta say, brother. I never got to ask you. Now we're in, on this podcast. What was your experience being in the show and seeing it? Because you had one of the VIP tables. I saw you were with the producers. You were VIP.
you must have like made me seem like somebody or something because like the carpet was rolled out for me, like I was in the play too. What'd you say? And how much money did you give them? It's like they treated me very well, and I got to sit here while you guys were all performing right there. Magnificent crew of people in that play, and you, my man. First of all, knowing you and us becoming buddies in a shorter amount of time because we confided in each other early and got to really be able to talk about what it is that we're trying to accomplish out there in observing that and seeing you, because that play was just a few months ago, and I was hanging out with you months before that, seeing you get ready for it and the preparation and everything that you got to do, being someone whose life is preparation for the end result, understanding what you had to go through for it and seeing you get ready and seeing how much it meant to you. And, it was like, if you were a chef, that was your food and your art and your creations. So I treated it like, like if it was my thing, it would be my food and my creations. So I was like, man, I got to go see, David do his thing. And it was so amazing how everyone worked together. But, in focusing on my buddy and, I'm guilty of focusing on my brother, watching him do his thing and shine, you getting to be the mature father of the play. Being a younger brother of mine, it was very interesting to see you, be the father, leader, strict elder of the whole play, to watch you shift characters from cool young dude to stern old man, dude. What the hell? One extreme to the other. So bravo to you. It was a heck of an experience. You did such a great job. Proud of what you got ready for and what the end result was, man. Great to be part of it and see it from so close, so close, like that close. So right on, man.
Oh man, thank you, brother. It means a lot. It really does, man. Like your feedback, it means a lot because you're close to me, and I know you're very blunt. I think New York and Chicago, we have the same mentality. Some people say that being blunt, they don't like it because it's too real. But I consider it meaning we're just being honest, and I don't like to sugarcoat. Go around the bush.
I prefer blunt because if everyone lied to me and they weren't blunt, they'd be misleading me, and then I wouldn't be serving the right food. If they weren't a little tough on me to make me stand up a little taller and focus heavier. You need your toughest critiques, man. But
Right.
yeah, you did good. You couldn't have done anything better. Sorry, man. I got nothing to poop on.
Oh man, thank you, bro. Thank you, man. And you know what? It's a little interesting story for people that don't know. I told my mom I was going to be in this play, and my mom, she was like, "Oh, that's amazing. I don't know if I'll be able to go. I work." And so my mom told her boss, my son is going to be performing at in Vegas, and he's going to be the first Mexican Guatemalan Jew in history to have a major role. I want to be there, but what allows me, would I be able to go? It's one of the sweetest people I know. She bought my mom a ticket to go to the play and said, "Look, go. You only have one child. This is he doesn't you never know what's the next one. You got to be there for him." And it was the most beautiful thing because my mom surprised me when she came. I thought she was gonna come, and she came. And when I saw her teared up, and she was just so happy to see that, because you know a lot of people don't know this, but when I was young, I had my first commercial. 1997 was for the Per Plus commercial, the shampoo bottle.
Oh yeah,
And
Bert.
you remember that? The
Of
green one.
course, dude. I'm that old.
So I had my first commercial, and all I said, I was the only one that spoke in the commercial. And the guy tells me, you want to get your hair, with shampoo? I said, no, I already took a shower, so there's no point. You know what I'm saying? I said I took a shower in the morning. I don't want to take another shower. So the guy asked me in the commercial, he goes, so Mr. He's like, okay, kid, are you living the Vida Loca? And I go, uh-huh. That's all I said. And everybody laughed. And it was one of the best number one commercial in Chicago. It was actually my first $30,000 check I've ever got. And my mom, looking at my mom was there for me. And they always say you were made to be a star if you had a spark when you were a kid. And to have this come to life, now I'm older, at the age of 29, I was able to do this play. It was a big deal. And I'm very grateful. But I gotta say something, brother. This is something really funny. When you brother, and my pops, my cousin, they're like, "Hey Vic, we want to treat you for a drink. It's on us because it's an honor to meet you." You're like, "You don't have to. It's okay. I'm here for David, but thank you." No, no, no. Let's take you, because you know how Mexicans are. We like the party.
People, right? We're playing
Yeah,
ping pong. Yeah.
right. So we take you to the bar section before the play starts, and we're about to get drinks and food. And I remember the people behind us. They said, "Chef Vic," and you turn around, and they're like, they wanted to give you a hug, to take a picture. And then you're so funny. I remember this comment. You're like, "Hey guys, let's try and hurry up, get a drink, and let's go back to the table. I ain't trying to keep a conversation going for so long. Like I'm trying to hide. And it was so funny. Like, it was the coolest experience. And I thought, I was like, damn, with a superstar. Look at that. People already recognizing my boy. So that's one funny moment. I don't know if you remember that, brother.
Yes, I do remember it somewhat. And you know what, man? Because we were there for you. It wasn't about, it was about seeing David. Even though you got a big kick out of that because you invited me and they recognized me there, and then you're like, yeah, that's my brother. Man, I wasn't in that zone, man. I was like, I'm here to see you perform. Some of these great people, your friends that I got to meet, and the new ones that I didn't get to meet yet, that you were referring to in the play, and how everyone works together. And remember too, I was smack in the middle of making TV to come in to watch you to get back on the plane and go like to Idaho or something, and make more rescues. So I was already in the fire zone and in the motivational zone and what it was I was doing. So to see one of my good friends, brothers, to put it all together and see his family and his family support him, and you know meeting people there that night, and just seeing, there was a crazy amount of people there, bro. Like you all, and I even seen other people there that were posting, they couldn't believe how many people came. You guys got a large place, wondering if you were going to fill it, and it was like there was almost people having to stand outside.
Yeah.
Crazy. And it was in East Las Vegas, which is one of the old school parts of Vegas that I cherish, because all old school veteran Vegas people have a history on the East Side. So it was great to, that love was taking place on the East Side,
Yeah.
and just all around, it was great, again, good
Wow.
job.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. You know what's crazy too? A lot of the people that came, right? And I'm not trying to brag, right? But from all my cast members, I brought the most people to the show. I brought 30 people from my job, and then I brought people that I've helped. This is what got me and Vic more closer, and why we're so in common. All the restaurants that I've helped out, and I did all the what's it called, event planning for their event to that restaurant to help them build business and make more money, what they lost during the pandemic. They all came to see my show because what I did for them in the past, they didn't forget that. And I thought, that's one way I look at it is like, I never asked them for money. When I did this, it was voluntarily. I did it because I know how it is to not be helped. I know how it is to feel in that dark space. So why not give back to my community and make a difference to the world? And to see them come, a lot of the people in the back that were standing, you were saying, some of them just came out of work from the kitchen, from serving, and they remember, man, this guy was there for us when we were gonna lose our job, we were gonna lose our business. So I think that's a big thing that we have, you and I, brother. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree.
Now I do gotta talk about you came to my 30th birthday. That was the biggest thing. So for those who
Great.
don't, yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh, you got to do the setting for that one, bro, because then there comes a point in the night where you officially became 30. Like, we started that party and you were 29, and when it ended, you were 30. You know, you very much had a good time that night. You had the right people around you too. It was perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, brother, I was a little nervous because I was like, I hope people come, right? I booked it at Rock House at Venetian, and we had two like VIP booths. It was really nice, and the server was very attentive, very nice as well. And I love that everybody came through, good energy, right? Good music.
The
Um,
Enterprise crew.
oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
Enterprise crew, they were the best.
So we had a really good time, and I loved it because we took pictures, and you even said like, brother, from the menu right here, and I never had cauliflower in my life. I'm gonna be honest. My brother told me, you see that cauliflower and the appetizer? It has this like spiciness because it says
Buffalo.
right here, you're gonna love it. I said, brother,
Yeah,
you
it's like
sure? I don't.
buffalo cauliflower, like buffalo chicken wing.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. And you're like, it's gonna be so good. You're gonna like it. I'm telling you. I'm like, brother, you sure? I don't really eat, like veggies or cauliflower. Brother, trust me, trust me. Server, let me get two orders for that. I tried one bite. It was amazing, Vic.
It was amazing, right? Like, it wasn't even good. It was like over here, man. It was like wow, why haven't I been eating this good? So that's why I had to show you, man, because I learned, what you like to eat, what you can eat, can't eat, and I figured you'd like those, especially with a nice little beverage. It's like perfect. The heat from the cauliflower, and then little sauce to dip, and then a nice little beverage. Oh man, it just works out.
Oh man, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. It was a fun night. I ain't gonna lie. I did have a little bit of drinks. And you were only gonna stay for 2 hours, but you stayed actually from 7 till 10 p.m. So I was amazing. I thank you again for staying a little longer.
I would have stood even longer if I didn't have a flight the next day. I had to fly back out to up north, and it was like, all right, you know what? I could at least hang out till 10. I didn't want to hang out till just 9. I was enjoying myself too much. It was too much of a good time.
Oh man, brother, thank you, man. It means a lot. And can I pick at your brain a little bit? I
Sure.
want I want to know, when you were 30, what was your life like? What can you remember that time? Because it's a special time.
No, dude, 30. I was transitioning into becoming a chef in the hotels. Like, like my qualifications were changing, in the day-to-day job work. This before the TV stuff, in the work, because I worked the Vegas Strip, and that was 30 is when I was like working my way onto the Las Vegas Strip, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like I was just starting to become something in my industry. I was just starting to find myself. Like, I was capturing my first Las Vegas Strip chef titles where, I was working in hotels that were open for 24 hours and serving thousands of people as opposed to hundreds. You know what I'm saying? So then at that time, it was a lot of hard work, and it was it was strenuous, but like later on, like that's really what allowed me. So yeah, man, I was gun ho and ready to go.
Wow.
That's the best way to say it.
I love it, brother. Dang, that's crazy. That's a lot of people you have to serve, man. That's a lot of people.
Brother, crazy. Like I can't even explain it. We'll get into hotel culinary stories at another time, but I used to have crazy jobs where we would work the weekends in the hotels. We would work the coffee shops that were open 24 hours. So we'd be feeding everyone that was loaded all night long. And then like right as like we were done feeding all the loaded people that were recovering, hungover, still going, hallucinate, like who knows what. That ended at about 5. I would get off at 7. At about 6 o'clock, breakfast would begin, and the tour buses from Asia would come in by the hundreds with free breakfast coupons. Think about this. We got wiped out from the night before from all the party people. How are we going to get ready for that? Magically, we did. Not quite to the fullest at all times, because usually we didn't get that break in the middle. Once in a while we did, so we savored it. But just, that's one of the many stories that like what you got to do to pump out food to keep the Vegas, entertainment food side of things going, bro. People have no idea when they're out there eating what those people have to go back there to keep up with that food, man.
Yeah.
Forget it. But I was there, so I know.
Wow, brother. I gotta say, man, from you, right? You're a very busy person. You have kids. When you were 30, right, going back to the hotel, how were you able to balance life and not go, because for me, I would have been overwhelmed and just, went crazy. But how were you able to keep everything in your life ordered?
I was fortunate. I was an 8-hour employee at that time before I became a salaried chef within the hotels. I was first like a union sous chef. So it was 8 hours at a time, and I knew my schedule because I was in a union. I knew my schedule the week before. So it was actually quite easy to work. If anything, bro, you got to understand this too. I was starting to make decent money where I didn't before that, so more money was coming with it too. So on the weekends when you were with the kids, like you were able to do even better stuff, more of it. You know what I mean? So might have been a little tight during the week to catch up with the fam, but you better believe on your days off, it was Action Jackson all the way till the end, man. You were able to actually give your family, your kids, that experience that they needed to have as a kid, because you took the strides to get in a hotel to make enough money to where you could show them that. So
Right.
I was lucky. By then, you got to understand the kids were a little older then. 17 years ago. Yeah, man. You met my son.
Yeah.
You met my son. So they were still not young then. So it was interesting, but their mom did well with taking care of of them and co-parenting and all that stuff. So we were just lucky. It all worked out, you know. It really did. And you look back on it, and you know, my son even like I get I get the Christmas cookies that he liked when he was a kid, you know, just to take you back to that peaceful time with no worries. At least when they had none, you
Right.
know, we just absorbed them. They just didn't see them.
Wow. Oh man, bro. No, that's amazing, brother. I'm very this is mind blowing. Now I gotta say, fam, so this is a big time now. We're almost gonna be a new year, a new resolution. Everyone's making new goals. What's your big goal that you want to happen this upcoming year?
Great question, brother. You know, I have a few of them, but I'll reflect on one specifically. My business, man, my firstborn business, the sub shop. You know, I really, you know, it's been there now for a few years. You know, I have my other brand, you know, the blue brand that I'm going to be evolving into other things. I'm going to be creating a yellow brand. But right now, let's just talk about the red brand, the sub shops. Duplication would be key. Taking the one location and expanding it and like really starting to take those first steps to be a multi-unit operation, you know, as opposed to one. Because nothing against mom and pops, because they started it all, but one, your mom and pops, two, your mom, pops, aunt, and uncle. When you start getting into the four and the five, now people are going, oh, wait a second. You know, when people can Google you and five locations pop up and they could just go to the closest one, that is the legwork to be positioned to do that would be an honor, because then I took my family recipes, made it casual, made it accessible, hung in there for a while, and then we go viral. You know what I mean? And you know, the goal one day is for people in other states to have my food. You know, that's what we're doing here. That's what we're working on. So I would say that that is a big goal as far as, you know, towards the top of the list. There are other ones, but I want to expand. I want my single unit business to become a multi-unit, to really start setting the statement that, you know, it's going to be a nationally known company one day, because it is on Food Network, it is national, it is on track, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, I do my thing out there, you know, publicly on the national level. So we're in a position to, you know, go coast to coast if the right things are done between now and then.
I think that's amazing, fam, because honestly, Vegas is a growing city and Cali's right next door. Utah is like right up. Arizona's a little bit down. So when you see that expansion, fam, I think it's genius because everything is the East Coast. Everyone's trying to. I'm sorry, not East Coast, West Coast. Everybody's like relaxed, they're chill, but everybody gets hungry. You can't argue with that. But when they try your food, fam, and I've tried it, I could witness it because I had a video and I tried it. My mouth got a little how you say it? I can't get the word. Drooling. That's the word. It was so good, especially with the onion soup and with the funyun on top. It was just like I can't even explain the soup, ladies and gentlemen. The soup that I had tastes like if I was going to a famous Paris, a French, my bad, French restaurant, which you usually get as an appetizer. But it reminded me I was somewhere else. I didn't think I was still in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother's like, "That's not it. We're getting more." And so, brother, I feel with your ability to reach out to people and the food. A lot of people. I had an interview with another chef, and she said something that's very interesting. She said that her kitchen is her studio.
Yeah, it sure is. She's an artist, brother. You know, anything she puts on that plate, that's her art. That's from her soul, man. You know, so right on to the chef that said that. Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
Right?
Yeah.
She was saying how like she doesn't want nobody to like mess with her kitchen because it's so sacred to her.
Better better believe that. Better believe that. She worked so hard to identify herself to be in that kitchen, to go through, to have to listen to so many people to one day be able to call her own shots, to keep the things that she needs in the right place for her to do her thing. You might not completely understand that, but I absolutely do because I lived it. So I get her.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's spiritual.
That's amazing, man. That's
I
amazing, brother.
agree. Wow.
Yeah, she's very smart person. Her name is Vivi Tables. I had her on the show once. She was teaching me how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Now I thought this is gonna be like an easy thing. No, she made me the most delicious sandwich I've ever. And we did it through like this, like Zoom or live, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm cooking in the pan, and she's like, "All right, cut the onions, boom, put them in there." She said to add sugar, brown sugar to the onions. I was like, dang, I never tried that. So, and then she's like, all right, put it to the plate. And oh, of course, we put butter, of course, but we moved it to the plate, right? Then she's like, okay, with the grilled cheese, you're gonna, put the bread there, put the butter, and you hear it, you hear that sound.
Yes.
And then she's like, all right, put the cheese, and then put the onions, the ones we made with the brown
You
sugar.
made a little onion jam, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brother, it was so good. I I I almost felt like I had a wedding. I
The
was
little,
like,
you got the wood? Nice. Nice.
what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
No, no, no. Because I'm like, so the cheese is it like a white cheese?
Yeah, white cheese
Yeah.
and oh, brother, it was just so good. And then we did put seasoning a little bit on the bread, but it was just like, man, I was shocked how this grilled cheese sandwich was probably the one of the best ones I've ever had in my life, and I made it. That's the crazy part because what she showed me. So I thought that was amazing, man. And like I said, brother, I appreciate people with different skills, different um background, with different creativity that they bring to the world, which you are, my friend, as well. But yeah, brother. Well, let me wrap it up real quick, guys. This is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. The Outlet to Reality. My TikTok is at Yaakov28, and my Snapchat is Take More Pass It. And Chef Vic, where can my fans find you?
By the way, I love you, man. Your TikTok is the best, dude. I just gotta say that. And you make amazing videos. Me, I'm quite easy to find. I'm on Instagram at Chef Vic Vegas. Haven't rolled on Twitter for a while since I got jacked and hacked a long time ago. I just never went back in. And I think I might have a Facebook account somewhere in the graveyard. I know I do for the businesses. So one more time, at Chef Vic Vegas, at Sinful Subs, at Black and Blue Diner. That is where you can find me and my food. And every now and then, if you would like, you can check on Bar Rescue.